Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to our channel, our platform, our reel, however you're watching this. I am Moara. This is Amor and Care. This is Ndis cracking the code. Today was another massive day. I leave home around 5:30 in the morning, go to the gym to take care of my mental health. And then I start answering emails, I start answering phone calls. Today was really special because I got to go to a women in business corporation that we had out in this beautiful yacht club, and I met the disability premier of Western Australia and we had a good chat. And then I met a lady who was a candidate for the Labor Party, and we also had a good chat. And it seems that all of my conversations involve misunderstandings of the NDIS and frustrations and criticism of the scheme. And trust me, I'm the first one to criticize the scheme. I'm the first one to question why there isn't more training, why there's no foundation for the people that are answering the phones, why there isn't compulsory lived experience inside for planners and for team leaders, and what understanding, what lived experience, what background, what do they have, who are they? But it's always interesting that after explaining my view and how I do believe in the scheme and I do believe that it can work, I just think that we do have a lot of work to do. It's a human system. So your plan and how it's executed is really in the hands of whoever's designing your plan, whoever's building that plan, and whoever's implementing that later on. So if you get a provider, support coordinator, a plan manager, a psychosocial recovery coach, someone that really knows their stuff, they're able to inform you and help you to maximize your funding, but only to the extent of everyone else that's working in the team as well. And that's same with the planner. Depending on their understanding and how much information that they're given and how much information they actually read, because I know a lot of the times their KPIs are crazy. They don't actually get time to read the reports, and it is about how you present that information in an NDIS lingo so they can understand and they can process that, and that can be reflected in your plan. It is really difficult to get a good outcome, and I think everybody gets stuck in that toxic cycle where at the end of the day people with disabilities are suffering and being disadvantaged. I can't tell you how many phone calls of participants, of desperate participants who are begging for help, who are saying that the services promise one thing and don't deliver another thing. I can't tell you how many providers I've sat down with who are also pulling their hair out and saying, you know, we want to help, we want to do this, but is it allowed, is it not? How many providers have been burnt out and are now spending all of the billable hours, all the very limited billable hours, writing reports that are often not being read. So I feel all that frustration, and this is why I'm so passionate about this project, because I want to help. I feel for what's going on, and I can see that it is a simple solution of getting everybody on the same page. It is simple speaking, that by giving out all this information and teaching you how the system works and how a planner works and all that background information, you'll be able to then make informed decisions on your behalf if you're a provider, on your behalf if you're a participant, and hopefully be able to work together collaboratively as a way of making the scheme work, as a way of making the scheme sustainable. It's about understanding what's actually out there for you outside of the scheme as well, because a lot of people put a lot of dependency on funded supports, and the truth is there are other things out there that you might not be aware of. A part of the NDIS was also to give a lot of funding for mainstreaming communities to create that. There are so many grants out there. If you haven't checked that out, if you're so fixated on spending the money that's in your plan and making services work. A lot of those services are underskilled. A lot of them saw an opportunity with NDIS and having funding that they don't actually have the right skill to be providing that service. But a lot of people that do apply for those grants, they do. So go out and search for that. Basically, I'm having a little rant to you because I want you to understand where I'm coming from, who Amor and Care is. I do get so many phone calls that are crisis phone calls where people are at the edge, where they have to explain everything again. It's so frustrating for families or people with disabilities that have to give out the same information over and over again. And trust me, I know firsthand, working at the agency, how embarrassing it would be to go meet a participant and realize that their primary disability actually wasn't their primary disability, that the access team had made a mistake, because they're also burnt out and overwhelmed. So thinking that a participant had a physical disability and going into the meeting to find out that they actually had a intellectual disability or a different sort of primary disability where it really throws you off your game and you feel really unprepared. And participants deserve better than that. They deserve a better system than that. And the only way we're going to get there is working together. The only way we're going to get there is by spreading the right information, or at least how to get the right information and how the system was designed and what the purpose of it is. It's not just a wish list. There is a method behind the madness. I'm not here to defend NDIS because I do think that they make a lot of mistakes, but I also know that this is a human service. So we need to educate each other, basically. And I guess the silver lining for me, which is also, it's bittersweet, because when I speak to families and I sit down and support coordinators and I provide this guidance and I provide this training where we go through their plan and I explain the comments and the descriptors and what actually they can be done and perhaps a mistake that the plan has made and how we can overcome that without needing a review and how we can get across all these challenges, the relief that this family, that the participant, that the providers feel is just, it's amazing. And it's something so simple that just by reassuring them that there is an answer, that they don't have to wait 6 months for a review, that they don't have to fight and battle, or just, I guess, reassurance that there is help, there is support, and we can work together. It's just nice to know that we do have hope out there and that we can work as a community. So if I can help to do that for you, I do believe that as a team, as a community, it's the only way we're going to move forward. And there are a lot of hurdles, there are a lot of challenges, but there's also a lot of support. Everybody, I do believe that it takes so much to get into the scheme. It takes so much to support the scheme. The people that are inside working are not bad people. They're just being burnt out by the system, just like you as a provider or you as a participant, and then everybody just ends up becoming defensive and we get stuck in the cycle. I'm here to break that cycle, but I can't do it without you. So it is by giving and receiving information, giving and receiving feedback, that we'll be able to move forward. So that has been my rant for today. I appreciate you listening. If you want a debrief, if you've had experiences, good and bad, we do love listening to good stories, but we understand that sometimes people just need to be heard. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. Amor, for those who don't know, means love. And I think being able to bring access and equality to the world is just that. It's love. It's loving the other as you would yourself. And this isn't a religious thing or anything. I think it's a moral thing to be able to give everyone an equal opportunity. I think there's so much opportunity in Australia. I'm so blessed to be in this country where people are real mates and they do want to help. And I think the frustration of the scheme is that everybody wants to help, and perhaps they're all trying in different ways. We all have different communication styles. And by trying to help too much, we're all getting burnt out. So if this is a small platform that can start to make a small change that will hopefully have a ripple effect, this is what we're here for. So thank you for listening. We welcome you to our channel, and we hope that we can help you in some form, in some way, and this can become very interactive for you. So I'm Moira, and I hope you guys have a lovely week.